Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Star Report. This is Jason here in Burnham, Texas. It is August the 10th, so 2 days after Lionsgate. Lionsgate lasts for several days, if not a couple of weeks, as an opening of energy moving through the cosmos. And of course we know Lionsgate is about Leo, the constellation being in the sun, and that opening up of the heart chakra, the ability to move forward, to start to grab you hold of your lion's power and run towards your goals that you've been working on, that all these retrogrades have been driving you towards. And so those retrogrades, just a reminder, Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, Chiron, and Jupiter are all in retrograde. And so all of those are really about your spiritual pathway. What are you doing here? And so that intensity, that energy of how am I going to complete all of this reconstruction really should start to be taking shape with the Lionsgate energy flowing through. And as the Lionsgate was in, obviously Leo, the sun's in Leo, the sun today, August the 10th, has been very active in sort of pushing that energy through to us. And that was with yesterday, I believe, yesterday morning. The coronal hole stream had sort of died down, had been hitting us for a couple of days. And then there should be a minor, very minor CME that probably won't even cause any solar storms, should be hitting today sometime, so that sort of reinforcement that it is time to take a hold of your power, to be your own sovereign, to be king of your own jungle, is the energy of the day. And so the sun itself is also going to be peaking here in the middle of the month. It goes on a 5.5 month cycle of up and down, and so this should be the peak of the up. And so there are solar storms or bright spots that are on the sun when you watch solar weather that are starting to come Earth facing and seem like they might be active. So prepare this week for eruptions. And of course, when it erupts, there's that heart palpitation. And then when it erupts and hits the Earth, there's a little bit of pressure on you. The coronal hole will do a very similar thing. And so you'll sort of have this feeling of invigoration. Maybe some of you will experience that as anxiety. But those kinds of flashes are really good. They're almost like cleansing and activating. So go ahead and not fear the sun this week. Which leads us into tomorrow, Thursday, August the 11th, is the full moon. Full moon usually lasts a couple of days. When it's almost full, or it's full, and then it kind of lasts full for a day, day and a half, and then is almost full for that. So about, 3 days we're going to have that energy of the full moon. So you can start putting out tomorrow night your crystals, your special items into the moonlight to get them charged. And just reminder for those, it does a couple of things. It can cleanse them if they're overused, or they've been using or working really hard for you and taking a lot of your energy out of you and helping you work that way. So it can cleanse your crystals, and it can also just charge them with super moon energy, right? So usually the solar energy is always broadcasting on it, but when we get that really full moon, that adds that nice divine feminine charge to it, so it balances out the power or the polarity of the crystals. So that works for that too. And then the full moon is really, like I just said, the balance of the sun and the moon energy. And so you can use that for your crystals. You can also use that for yourself. If you want to go outside and at least gaze at the moon, that would be really good. Which moves us into Friday. The 12th. Friday the 12th is going to be a full moon energy still. And it's also as far as the duration of the Perseids meteor shower, it should be the peak. So it goes for a couple of weeks, and then the peak should be, I think, Friday and Saturday. With the full moon, they might be harder to see, but the Perseids are typically known for their brightness as they hit the Earth, or as they hit the Earth atmosphere. Hopefully not big enough to crash into the Earth. Maybe small pieces, that'd be fine. But the Perseid meteor shower, and also, Sirius is going to be rising, and so Sirius coming above the horizon, and that sort of alignment with Lionsgate with Sirius. The Sirius energy, Sirius the dog star. The Sirius energy is really about having the energy, having the motivation, having the the order, the blueprint to actually put all these things into action. So most people associate the energy of the star system Sirius with ascension, and the ascension skills, the ascension gifts, the ascension maps. on how to raise your consciousness, raise your vibration, become more fully human, and sort of see in a reasoned way, in a ordered way, how to be more you. And so that's really good energy that's happening. And this Perseid meteor shower is a regular meteor shower. The Earth goes through it every year. That's why it's named. It's called the Perseid meteor shower because it's in the star constellation Perseus. And it happens every 133 years. Is when the comet that it's associated with, which is the Swift-Tuttle. Yeah, so Swift-Tuttle was discovered in the 1800s and named by the scientists who discovered it. And so the Swift-Tuttle comes through the inner solar system about every 133 years, and it was last here in 1992. Reason I brought that up, because that's a lot of stuff about meteor showers. The meteor shower, the last time that the Swift-Tuttle was in our atmosphere was when when Saturn was in its last return. So 1992, we know we've been in this 28-year cycle that lasts 3.5 years, right? And so since 2020, it was returning, and now we're almost to the end of that cycle. So the meteor that caused the comet that caused this meteor shower that we're currently watching in Perseus is on the same cycle as Saturn. And so that Saturn is really about rules, ambition, right? And so we're having this idea as the Perseid meteor showers in Perseus. Perseus did what? Perseus, if you don't know your Greek mythology, was the slayer of Medusa, right? So this is the ending of stagnation, the ending of being frozen solid, the ending of being stuck, right? So this last little bit of energy here with the moon, with the sun, with the meteors, with the retrogrades is really just, if you're still stuck, this energy is going to really push you, right? So those that haven't figured out how to move forward with all these retrogrades, you might be feeling intense pressure on Friday and Saturday. Totally normal. You want to breathe into that. And then he was also the rescuer of who was he? Of Andromeda. And so Andromeda is the daughter of Cassiopeia, who was being sacrificed because she was too beautiful, right? So it's about appearances, right? So we are no longer going to be stuck in stone by what it looks like, but we are going to be unstuck because of what actually is. And so if you're sort of having a hard time watching cultural news these days and seeing like, oh my gosh, what's that? You're going to start to see through the veil, as it were, and sort of see things as they are. And the most important thing when you're sort of looking at that cosmically is not to necessarily see what is behind the stories or behind the scenes, but see what's on the inside of you and what you really are, right? And so all these retrogrades and this energy is really the time to sort of like, this is who I am and this is what I'm going to be, right? And it's a once in a generation and a half energy, right? So every 28 years. So pay attention to that. Saturday is going to be calm. All that energy is still going to be residual, right? And so pay attention to that. Sunday, this energy with Saturn and its patterns. Saturn is going to be the closest it is all year to the Earth. And so you'll probably on Monday just want to take a chill, like don't want to do anything at all. If you can stay home or if you can sleep in, try and do that, because it's going to be a really sort of intense shift. And then when we're sleeping, we're actually in a more calm, relaxed state where our body can integrate and actualize all that energy that's happening to us cosmically, and we're not in our logical mind trying to deal with the next step or manage the process. It's kind of like we need to rest so that we're not watching the water boil or the shifts happen, because then they happen slower and it's more intense. It's kind of like people who don't like to get a shot. They look away so they don't see the needle. This is kind of that instance where the energy is going to be that intense. And so that Saturn energy moving into Monday is going to be, it's going to be intense. There are a couple people that are scheduled for sessions here at the shop, so those will actually be very effective, right? It'll be good times to come into the shop where I'm doing, I believe there's a couple of us that are doing past life regression sessions here at the shop, and so pay attention to that. And then I believe Tuesday is just, that sort of day after a good ceremony, a good understanding, a good book's over, right? You're going to have some understanding and perspectives on how life is. And so Tuesday should be really good before we do the next star report next Wednesday. So intense middle of the week. The full moon's going to be really great. A lot of these energies are going to come to resolution and integration. And so it's going to feel intense, but it's going to feel worth it by the end of the week. Other information here at the shop. I believe tomorrow I will be opening late. So probably not till 1 p.m. If you need to come by the shop, I will be speaking at a conference, the International Warriors of Light Conference. It's going to be an online conference, so I'll just be here on the same screen broadcasting for that. That'll be most of my morning, and so I expect to be done by 1. If it's a little bit after 1, I apologize if you come by the shop and I'm here in the very back room, not hearing you knock on the door or call on the phone. But that should be a really good thing. I'll be talking about how I have a perspective over the last couple of years of the shift in culture and the idea of how to manage mental capacities, spiritual capacities, and integrate that into not being governed by the outside, but be sovereign. And all these things that we talk about in the Star Report, what the stars help us do, I'm going to be putting into more of a, organized form, probably about an hour presentation, so that people can understand what's happening here at the shop and how my perspective has helped a lot of people integrate the energies over the past couple of years and the transitions of sort of human culture and reality. So I think that's all. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you can. Share and like on social media so other people can see this video. I hope that you find it helpful. Also pay attention to the upcoming calendar. It probably won't be until September where I actually offer it as a class, but there will be transformational breathwork that is occurring with the elemental rhythm breathwork technique here at the shop. And so that'll probably be a regular class, either addition to the meditations we do on Sunday evenings or replacement, and also extra classes so that people can move energetically and integrate energetically themselves through breath. Breath is very healing, and that will be a really good thing. So until next time, like and subscribe. See you at the shop. Watch out for the calendar in the opening times, and many blessings.